Welcome to Hover, Revolt of Gamers. This is an early access alpha game on Steam right now. You can see the most recent patch was on the 4th of August, 2015. This is a French-developed game developed by 3 programmers and is localized by another company, if I'm remembering this right. Today I'm going to go through bits and pieces of what is currently in this build. If you don't know what Hover is, think Jet Set Radio mixed with parkour of Mirror's Edge, I guess. When you start the game, you normally only have these 2 characters, male and female respectively. Through playing the game, you unlock Green D, Whattageek, Velan, Otello, and the E-Cop. These 4 all have their own bonuses in addition to what everyone else gets by default. I'm just gonna make a new one of these guys and go from there. Just leave everything normal and create. Once you start the game, you're thrown into this tutorial level. Your character will slowly get up. You don't need to do anything. And now, how do we move? I'm playing with the keyboard and mouse. You move with WASD. If you leave the mouse at a standstill, the camera will constantly follow behind your character, letting you turn around quickly. But if you touch the mouse to move the camera around your character, it becomes a little trickier to maintain speed while also turning. So just a heads up with that. This is Otello, or at least a hologram of. Hey there, how are you feeling with this new body of yours? Sorry for the lack of warm welcome. There's no other way to create clones apart from this abandoned place, so you're gonna have to get out of here alone. You'll notice that there are a few typos. I'm sure that's gonna be fixed in the main game. This is Whattageek. Don't panic, we're gonna help you. Otello has placed holograms like this one to help you out. I added boxes that can give you more information as well. Scan the switch near the laser door to open it. So this is a node for scanning things. It's not easy to tell where I'm looking right now because normally there's a reticle, and if you hold the left mouse button, you can just point it at various things. Let's point it at Otello again. And another door. Search around you, you should find a switch. Keep the scanning button pressed to get information about your surroundings when you're lost. Don't forget that the scanner has a good range, so no need to stick your face on the switch to activate it. So there's the switch that we need to activate. We can just point at it from here, get a little closer, and there we go. But normally when you're talking to other people, you need to be pretty close to them in order to talk to them. All the bridges linking these platforms have collapsed. You're gonna have to jump from platform to platform to reach the door. Yeah, a lot of typos. Press the jump key to jump and keep it pressed to reach maximum height. For me, the jump button is spacebar. I don't know how it works on controllers, but if you build up enough speed, you're able to make these jumps pretty easily. This one requires a bit more momentum, and then there we go. And in case you're interested, there's also 2 different types of camera mode. There's, well, 3. I'm using the 3rd one. Third person mode, as you can see, is just this. Auto camera is sort of a blend between first and third person. Basically, what first person is, you just run around like this, do it however you want to do it. Same issue, I think, with third person in regards to turning while the mouse is moving. I can't really tell, though. Auto camera, at first glance, looks the same as first person. But if we go back to first person for a second and do a fancy trick by holding shift and the jump button, whoa! Let's do that again. Huh! The camera flips with you, but with auto camera, you do that, and it brings you back to third person mode in order for you to keep your nausea intact. I'll stick with third person because that's what I'm most used to. All the doors are locked. Just climb all the way up and go through the air vent. You automatically hang on to edges and other grips on walls, so climbing is really simple. Just keep the jump and forward key pressed. It may seem simple like that. I find myself holding the spacebar normally while holding forward to climb up. It doesn't necessarily work like that. You can just hold up and it will go through. You won't be able to go over that gap in one jump. You'll have to do some wall jumps. You just have to jump again when you're against a wall. If you do it well, you should be able to get really high and maybe even reach the ceiling. And we'll no need to spend any more time in this shady place. So, there's the ceiling, there's the floor, there's an info box for that Whattageek was leaving. But if you run against a wall, you'll start running, and then you can just jump off of it. If we're down here, oops. If we're down here, just chain together wall jumps. Normally you'll lock onto walls automatically, so just keep jumping, and eventually you can get to the top. But that's not what we're here for. We're supposed to go over here. Next, grinding. And another room in ruins. You can climb the gutter, cables, or barriers by pressing the left shift button. It's very useful and makes you look cool. It makes you go faster. We'll get a bit more into the technical aspects of grinding and such later, but for now, just holding the left shift button, or the equivalent for 360 controllers and PlayStation controllers, lets you grind on rails automatically. You don't have to hold any buttons in addition to the left shift button, but it does that. So there's the door that's claimed to be open, but there's also a switch down there. How do we get there? Otello, what you got? This is a difficult door. It closes a few seconds after being opened. You're gonna have to use your suit's features to go through this one. Right after activating that switch over there, press the R key to rewind. Rewinding brings you back to your previous position. Careful though, it does not rewind time, don't get too excited, but it's very useful to correct your mistakes or solve some problems like this one. So what they're saying is that once you jump down here, there's no easy way back up, unless you hold the R key. It keeps your momentum in addition to just bringing you back to where you were going. So, let's just see what Otello has to say here. Oh, same things. Never mind. Alright. And the door is going. Whattageek was saying that it doesn't rewind time, so be careful. And this is going to be important later for the races and chases and whatnot. And other obstacle. This place is scary. Don't be scared, our suits are built to withstand anything. You can jump off a very high building or place yourself behind of a giant fan without being hurt. Although the fans will push you away when you walk in front of them. Use the rewind feature to climb back up each time the fans push you away. So, run across these. Oh no! But if we rewind, we can just start over. What you got? Last step before freedom. It's about time. Have you heard? Apparently, some people manage to get out of the center within 35 seconds. With a deactivated suit? Is it really possible? They're not keeping track of that, so it doesn't really matter. This is a US box. Or a USB aux. However you want to pronounce it. This is basically a game ball. Otello, what you got for me? Get into the secured area, you'll have to plug in the US box to open the gate. Get close to the US box to pick it up, and if it's not already done, then throw it into the socket it's shown on your HUD. That was awkwardly performed by me. So when you have a game ball, as this is going to be called, you can just hold on to it and bring it to the destination, or you can throw it. Good attempt. There we go. That's what Otello got for us now. Careful, there's a surveillance camera. If it sees you, it will alert nearby security drones that will capture you and send you to the nearest rehabilitation point. It's impossible to run away from a drone in such a small room, so just try to go undetected. You can see that the camera is pointing at various walls and surfaces with a giant red circle, basically. If you go inside that red cone, then you'll get noticed, and security drones will come after you. This is a feature that isn't quite implemented into the main game yet. Be careful of the floor in this room. It detects sound and will ring the alarm at the slightest noise. If you have the choice, avoid walking on that type of floor. I don't think you can go around these ones, so you're just going to have to walk as slowly and quietly as possible. To walk quietly, just press left shift and go forward. So when you're not moving, you crouch with the left shift or the equivalent button on the controller. But yeah, not making a whole lot of noise isn't really prevalent in the main area yet. Okay, I'm getting the signal from your suit. You just left the cloning center. I'm activating your suit so you can enjoy it to its full potential now. The exit at the end of this corridor takes you to the A District of Garbage Village. Explore the city and have fun with your new body. So the plot of this game is that everyone's a clone of everybody. Go figure. But here we go. We're exiting into the main city area. There's some jamming music, too. Whoa! Welcome to the city, or at least the garbage district of it. This was revamped from an earlier patch, or a build, I guess, of the game. So, it didn't really have sub-levels, or just levels in general, of, I guess, the equivalent would be of wealth, or of status in the city. This is basically the trash district, and the lowest class possible. And then once you go higher, you get the middle class. I'm pointing at it right now, but you might not be able to see it. And then once you get to the very top, you get big buildings and skyscrapers. You can also see some elevators up there. We're going to need to get to those a little later. But that's it for now. That was a tutorial level. I'll be back here later to show off some of the mini games with the various characters, such as Green D and whattageek. So see you guys then.